Good evening, folks. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin. We get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk vintage radio. A lot of us are on vacuum tubes. Several of us are on hybrids. Sometimes people come by on modern radios, and anybody that is interested in what we're doing is welcome. Buy-sell trades are just fine, but let's keep it limited to vintage radios. There's plenty of other traders' nets where people can market their more modern stuff, so let's just keep this to vintage stuff here. Buy-sell trades are welcome then if they're vintage, and if you're working on a radio and you have a technical problem that you haven't figured out the solution, this is a good place to offer some thoughts about what might work, and maybe some people can give you some suggestions on how to fix it. So those kind of things are always my favorite part of the net. Tonight I'm on a radio called Cheap and Easy SSB from QST 1956, and this is an example that KG7TR built in the year 2012. He built it for 20 meters, and because 20 meters was so dead, he worked with me on how to convert it down to 80 meters. Two 1625s on a BC 458 military chassis. And I'm using that to drive a Collins 30L1. Looks like I gave it a little bit more audio tonight. I'll be curious to see if anybody has any problems with the way it sounds. And I'm close to 300 watts output. Okay, among the earlies, I don't know who all wants to talk first, but I know we've got WOZ, DPP, DPK, WB1E, TXW, and ADC. But we got several net controls here, so I'm just going to call two or three of them, then we'll pass it to Jay and Rusty and go around the table. I don't know who wants to talk first. Dan, what about you? KWOZ, how about it? K5LYN. So, Dan is down the hall, but I think George is there. TXW. George, how about it?
How you doing, Lynn? And hello all around the net from WB5TXW. For the finest hour of amateur radio for the week. And by the way, Lynn, you've got good audio. I don't hear a bit of distortion. I probably wouldn't touch it if I were you. Anyway, I'm on the S-Line 32S175S3, sure 444, the usual 75-meter dipole, and strangely enough, I don't hear on any of my radios any of the crash I would expect, because they say we're supposed to have thunderstorms. Maybe not. Over.
Well, we got a lot of drizzle. I checked the radar earlier, didn't see anything look like thunderstorm, but it's been drizzling all day. So, but that's a good reminder probably to disconnect the antenna before we sleep tonight.
Oh, I will. I've heard enough bad stories. I'll tell you some stories someday when we have more time. I've dodged a few bullets as far as lightning is concerned. Anyway, WB5TXW is back to net.
Sounded good, George. I guess that last repair job we did on the Collins is holding together. Good to know. All right, moving on. Hey, Rick, ADC, did I hear something about the Gonset? How about it? K5LYN.
Yeah, K5LYN. This WD5ADC down in Arlington. Name is Rick. And yes, I got disgusted and took everything out of the desk and not only fixed the Gonset, I replaced the tubes in it. I went ahead and converted it to solid state, but voltage has jumped up, but I am running it everything on a variac here on this bench, so I just knocked it down to where it's a reasonable level. It seems to be working okay now. I went complete alignment, and while I was at it, I did the KWM2, converted that power supply over to solid state completely, and rebuilt the Drake power supply. So I've been busy.
You have. Now I'm curious, did something fail on the Gonset? It always sounded like $1 million.
You know, I was having some voltage-related problems. I couldn't quite figure out what they were, so I just went ahead and made it solid state. And I tell you what, it cured all the problems in it. I did an alignment while I was at it and put a new final in it. A few other things.
Well, I can't tell any difference in the way it sounds. You said you solid stated it. Did the plate voltage on the final tube go up quite a bit?
Yeah, it did, and it was putting out less and less power. It was the original tube, and they're dirt cheap on the internet. I ordered 4 of them, so I'm set. But I do, I did convert the mic input. I didn't like that mic input that's on it, so I converted it to patch, changed it to whatever jack takes the 068 P068 plug, and I can use the same microphone I use on the Collins and the Drake.
Yeah, what was that? One of those deal around like a Heathkit or B&W, a round deal with a dot in the middle, or how was it? The mic jack.
No, it's a Collins plug.
No, but the old one, the original.
No, it was it was just a single Heathkit type.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking they probably had. Okay.
And I went ahead and disconnected it because it was just a pain.
Well, I agree. I've done that to mine that have that radio too, that have that jack too. Okay, Rick. Well, it sounds good. Anything else for the group this evening?
No, Lynn, you sound real good. I mean, you have really good audio, and that's on that home-built rig?
Yeah, cheap and easy SSB. The KG7TR did some modern improvements on, and I think he knew what he was doing.
Well, it sounds really, really good. I wouldn't know. And it's rock solid. It hadn't drifted a bit.
I've had both the radios I'm going to put on warm in about 3 hours, but even then I keep my fingers and toes crossed.
All righty, good, Lynn. 7-3, everybody, WD586.
All right, I'm going to talk to one more person, and I'm going to give it to Jay. It's Mr. WB1E. Doug, how about it? Are we here in the Swan tonight? K5LYN.
Oh, yes, you know that. I've been looking at maybe something that would pair up to it, but that's still coming along. The Yaesu ended up going back to the factory for repair. I don't know, just for some reason I ended up with no output all of a sudden, and it's always been treated with a perfect SWR. So either going through a matchbox or just straight through the antenna. It's cut for this frequency exactly. Anyway, good evening, everybody. This is WB1E here in Bryan, Texas. I'm coming to you tonight on a old Swan 500. Yeah, it came to me, and she was looking good. And you know, when the front panel is pretty, you just got to get into the chassis and make it right. The only problem is that the ones with the prettiest looking front panel sometimes are just the worst in behind. So you know, so be it. Got to get out the little drill bit and clean up the 9-pin sockets and do all the corrosion control. So anyway, I'll do a quick rundown. Talk to you on an Electro Voice 638. And then I came upon a horde of brand new 1956 Mullard 12AX7 tubes. So I've been able to sprinkle those around the shack here and use those for whatever handles my first stage of microphone amplification. So that and a little bit of help. Hello, Legal Limit with a old Henry Classic X going out on a flat top 50 ohm dipole with the ends pulled together until it reads 50 ohms. So that's about 60 degrees and no transformers, nothing, straight up to it with some RG213 50 ohm coax. So Jay, I got to tell you, Lynn, you're sounding better and better every week. I don't know how that's possible, but my goodness, I have to say, actually, everybody so far is sounding great. So I'll turn it over to you and let you get with it. I heard some thunder here by chance. I just looked at the radar. It's some scattered stuff. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, Boat Anchors Net, it's awesome to be part of this. So this is WB1E, and I'm going to return it back to the net. Talk to everybody again soon, and go Astros.
You're sounding good, Doug. And about your other radio having to go to the shop, you'll have a hard time finding a radio that's more reliable than the Swan. They are amazing, and you're sounding great tonight. Anything else for the net before we give it around to Jay?
No, go ahead, Jay. It's all yours.
Okay, Jay, pick it up. K5LYN, and I will switch to my more primitive radio than this one for my next tour of duty.
Okay, Lynn. Let's see what we can do here if everything's still okay. Looks like my antennas are drying out. Things are behaving again. Anyway, and the reason, George, if you're still listening, that we didn't have the thunderstorms that they thought we were going to have was because the first little cold front came through and cooled things down, and it robbed the atmosphere of the energy needed to create the lightning. So that's why we skated on the electrical stuff for the most part. At least that's what the weatherman said. Whether he knows what the hell he's talking about, I don't know. But anyway. Okay, this is KM5QS, and I'm on a Kenwood TS830 tonight, TL922, homebrew antenna and tuner. Alrighty, Mr. Matt, KK5DR, your turn.
Oh, okay, I'm here, KK5DR, running the barefooted Yaesu Fox Tango 102. Matching BFO speaker and MD1 Yaesu desk mic. About 190 watts out into the double ZEP at 60 feet. So that's what's going on here. Y'all have a good one. KK5DR.
Alrighty, sounding good as usual. I'm not going to waste too much time because we don't know how long the band's going to stay with us tonight. So, WOZ, Dan, are you back? Maybe not. How about DPK, Dennis? Okay. I don't have anybody else on the list. So, who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited tonight? Come now, please.
Kilo Echo
W5DK.
The Whiskey 5 station, go ahead.
Yeah, Whiskey 5 Delta Kilo. Is that okay, Jay?
Yeah, that's good. Go ahead.
Evening, Jay, Lynn, everybody. Name's Don Delta Oscar. November, we're in Spring Branch, the nice Spring Branch in north of San Antonio in the hill country. And we're just checking in with the old Drake station tonight. Good to hear everybody. Keep it short and give it back so somebody else can jump in before we lose it. W5DK. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, Don. Yeah, good deal. All right, there was another fellow came in there with Don. Try it again. Let me see if I can get you this time.
Yeah, it's Kilo Echo 5 Quebec, KE5Q, Jay.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was. KE5Q. Go ahead.
Yeah, KM5Q. That's Kilo Echo 5 Quebec, Jim and Plano. And we're on the KWM2 and the 30L1 tonight. And the double bazooka 8040 antenna. Sure 444, so appreciate you calling the net. It looks like the band is holding so far. KM5QS, Kilo Echo 5 Quebec.
Yes, sir. It's a minute-by-minute thing. Let's see. Let me see if Dan's back yet. K8WOZ. Well, maybe not. Let's see. That was 3. Rusty, why don't you go ahead and take a turn for it before everything goes south. WK5R, KM5QS.
Oops, wrong microphone. KM5Q, WK5R. I'm a little bit off frequency. Let me move this thing just slightly there.
That'll be a little bit better. All right. Sorry about that. We're on the HT37. The microphone is the WRL sound off. It's a model SB44, and we're driving the homebrew GS35BM. So, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. I heard a station, but I did not get the call. Try it again.
India 5, the Yankee
Kilo India 5, Yankee India, go ahead.
All righty. This is KI5YI. My name is Jim. I'm located in Edmond, Oklahoma. I'm on the TR4C. And got a double bazooka.
Roger, roger. Well, the Drake sounds fine there from Oklahoma. Glad to have you on board. Anything else for the net?
No, I guess that's it right now. We'll just ride along here and enjoy all the checking.
Roger, roger. All right, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? I keep bumping my knob.
K0SED.
Oh, whoops. Hang on, there we go. Okay, there was 2 K0s. The first one was not Steve, was not SED, but the other one, go ahead.
Kilo Charlie 0 Sugar Mike Echo, getting under everybody on the net. All the old radios sound good, high speed. Just want to jump in here on the old 101B model and check in and give it a little exercise. It was a little bit noisy, but for the most part, everybody's making it. Everybody have a good evening. KC0 SN.
Okay, sounds good there. Well, I keep bumping my knob. Hang on. There we go. A little bit more. There. Now we got it. Anyway, okay, over to you, Steve. K0SED.
Well, good evening, Rusty, to all the boat anchors. K0SED. Steve and Tyler. Oh, boy. Tonight I'm on the Kenwood 520 and a 30L1 dipole up on 40-odd feet. And that's about it from Tyler. Damp and cooling off. Back to you, Rusty. K0SED.
Okay, sounds good from Tyler there, Steve.
And, okay, all right. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. One more time. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Oh, there was somebody way out there, but I couldn't tell who it was. All right, I'll try one more time. Anybody wanting to talk boat anchors for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, come now.
Well, I'll try this. WA5MTT.
Hey, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, hello, Rusty. I hope I'm somewhat on frequency because I'm not sure who is, but we're on the Collins S line tonight, 75S2 receiver, 32S1 transmitter, and the 30S1 amplifier. The microphone is Electro Voice 674. Enjoying the cool weather and some of the rain we've been getting, so it's all good here. WA5MTT, back to you.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, that Collins station sounds good there. Always does. All right. I'll try it one more time, then I'll throw her down to Lynn and see if he's ready with his next rig there. All right. Anybody else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Well, it might be a short night tonight, Lynn. K5LYN, WK5R. Are you ready with the next rig?
Yeah, I thought we'd have some long skip coming in by this time. How do I sound, Rusty? K5LYN.
Sounds like you're right on. Go ahead.
All right. Well, let me talk about this station a little bit. I switched since I shut the cheap and easy off for a few minutes here, and this is a quite a bit more primitive station. It begins with the year 1948 when Collins sold their first permeability-tuned oscillator in a exciter that they used with their later big AM transmitters. It's called a 310B. It has a 2E26 power output tube in it, and the Collins PTO was recognized for the remarkable stability that it offered over VFOs that were tuned with a variable capacitor. And I said, well, what if I marry that up with a Heathkit SB10 sideband adapter, which was kind of a primitive. Actually, it was a very primitive attempt at a single sideband exciter, but it was Heathkit's first attempt. And people used it with their DX100s and their Johnson Viking Rangers and their DX40s and their various homebrew AM transmitters to get a single sideband signal on the air. It wasn't a great signal. Didn't always have good carrier suppression, didn't always have much sideband suppression, but it was their first attempt, and certainly they used it to learn how to make better things down the road, like the hot water and the SB series transceivers. Anyway, I used this little VFO from Collins to excite the Heathkit sideband adapter, and the radio that I decided to adapt to single sideband was the novice rig, the DX60, also by Heathkit. That's a single 6146, and I'm using that as an amplifier for the SB10, which then I'm driving the same Collins 30L1 that I was using on the cheap and easy SSB. So, let's see who can talk to me on this radio, and we'll go from there. Anybody for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? This is K5LYN, Lynn in Austin, listening.
Kilo Charlie 5 Lima.
KC5L, yes sir. Tom, how you doing?
Hey, good evening, Lynn. And the Boat Anchors Net, Tom, KC5L in San Antonio. And tonight, you're listening to me on a Central Electronics 200B and a D104 microphone. And that's going into a Palstar balance line tuner, homebrew open wire line, and homebrew 80-meter doublet up about 15 feet. And I'm listening to you on an R390A. And between the two radios, I've got about 45 vacuum tubes keeping the shack nice and warm this evening. So anyhow, that's all I have. Lynn, your Studebaker sounds great as usual. So back to net, KC5L.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Tom. Yeah, I often compare this to a 1959 Studebaker. I owned three of them, a 51, a 55, and a 63, and none of them were worth a darn, but they were all fun. So it compares nicely to this station. Tom, I forgot, have you and I talked about the vintage radio that Central Electronics and Bob Heil are organized for St. Louis, Missouri, coming January? Over?
No, I don't think you mentioned it. I am aware that they do organize those from time to time, but I didn't know there was one coming up in January. Over.
January the 24th in St. Louis. Most of the speakers have been lined up already, and it's in conjunction with a local ham fest. So most of the presentations are going to be on Friday, with some on Saturday, but there'll be a lot of ham fest trading to do on that Saturday. So it'll be. I've been to most of these, and it's well worth the trip if you have any thoughts about going to St. Louis this winter.
Roger, Roger. Well, I do know that from the last convention, there are a bunch of videos that have now been posted to the CE Multiphase website, and I think I've watched one of them, and I need to go back and watch some more. So that's on my to-do list here. Over.
Yeah, some of the same speakers are going to be there, including Bob Heil and Rob Sherwood. So yeah, let's stay in touch on that. My wife and I are thinking about making a train trip there. We haven't ridden Amtrak, and it sounds like a lot of fun.
Roger, Roger. Well, I will keep that in mind, and if I have an opening there, maybe we'll make it up there.
Okay, now your Central Electronics sounds great as always. Anything else for the net this evening?
Nope, that's all I have. So back to the net, KC5L.
Very good. All right, who else for the Boat Anchors net? K5LYN calling and listening. Okay, now where's KB0UOZ Perry in Missouri, and some of the guys in Kansas and Wichita that often check in? I know the skip's long enough for you guys. What about Louisiana? Let's hear some stations out there. K5LYN calling and listening. Well, Jay, we're going to have to turn it over to you to drum up some business, I guess.
Well, we'll give it a shot. I got a feeling we're competing with the last game of the World Series, and oh well. Anyway, who knows? Maybe the Stros will pull it out, and maybe they won't. But at any rate, this is the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, and who is out there that hadn't checked in yet that just dying to? Come now, please. You don't tell me that we fished the pond completely dry. Who's next for the Boat Anchors net?
Your comment about the game may be the answer.
I think it is. I have heard nothing. I don't know. You reckon we ought to let Rusty make another shot and then do whatever we got to do?
Yeah, Rusty being a little farther north than you and I, he picks up some people. In fact, I barely heard the people he picked up. So, yeah, it's worth it. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Rusty.
Okay, KM5QS, along with K5LYN. This is WK5R with the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Is there anybody out there that wants to check in with us on the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now.
Kilo Delta 5, Oscar Whiskey.
Okay, the Kilo Delta 5 Oscar Whiskey, I believe it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening to everyone on the net. Name here is Skip, located in Buda, Texas, just south of Austin. And I hope you're copying okay. I'm been restoring an old KWM2 Collins the last couple of weeks, and this is the first time I've had it on the air, so I hope it's doing okay. And we're running an old Yaesu FT2100B amp with it. And other than that, D104 mic, and I hope you're copying. I hope I have a clean signal there, over.
Roger, roger. Well, the KWM2 sounds great. Sounds like you got it going your way there. And you sound good up here. Anything else for the net?
That's about all I have. I just want to check it out, and I'll try to get in here more regular than I've got a good old radio now.
Roger, roger. I appreciate you checking in. All right. Anybody else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now.
N5BTM.
Good evening, Mr. Ralph. What's going on down in Spring?
Oh, nothing much. A little chilly. Got the wind blowing. I hope I'm on frequency or pretty close.
Hey, you're close enough, Ralph. Go ahead.
All righty. Well, good evening there, Rusty in the net. Name is Ralph, and located in Spring. Running the old Heathkit Green equipment this evening again, the SB100. And driving a GS35B. Using a Shure 444D microphone. Did a little antenna work the other day, and looks like it's holding together on a temporary patch. Anyway, back to you there, Rusty. This is N5BTM.
Okay, Ralph. Yeah, you might be down the band just a tad, but that's about it. All right, appreciate you checking in. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now.
This is Whiskey Alpha 5 Delta Sierra Sierra.
WA5DSS, go ahead.
Thank you. This is WA5DSS. The name is Bill. We are in Kerrville, Texas. Tonight we're running a Collins KWM2 going into a 30L1. A dipole antenna up about 30 feet using the Shure mic. And that's about it, other than the weather's really nasty. WA5DSS.
All right. And the Collins KWM2 is sounding good from Kerrville. All right. Appreciate it. Anybody else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
Kilo 5 India Alpha Mike.
If we haven't talked to you yet, wants to talk Boat Anchors. Come now.
Kilo 5 India Alpha Mike.
K5IAM. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just spinning a dial and heard you guys in here, and I'm not on a boat anchor right now, but I normally am. And just wanted to jump in and say good afternoon to everyone on the net, and enjoyed listening to good sounds of people who like to run old vintage equipment. So the name here is Fred. I'm in Hillsboro, Texas. Right now I'm on a little Yaesu Mark V field model, sitting out on a coffee table, and thought I'd just jump in and say hello. So on that, back to net control, K5AM.
All right. Sounds good there, Fred. Glad you dropped in. Maybe we'll catch you next week on an actual boat anchor. 73. We'll move on here. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited come now?
Kilo Charlie 5 November Papa Charlie.
Kilo Charlie 5 November Papa Charlie. Go ahead.
Hello, this is Hubert out in San Angelo. I'm on a TS-830S and off-center fed dipole. That's all MC50 microphone here. And listening to the old boat anchors. I'll get that swan on here one of these nights. Not so busy. Anyway, 7-3 for now. KC5NP.
Okay, Hubert. The 830 sounds good from San Angelo. All right, we'll catch you later. Oh, by the way, is BZ, is Ron around?
Do what?
I was looking for Ron there. Suffix is BZ, but I can't remember the first part. What I was going to tell him, he was looking for one of those power cords for the Swan. 117 XC power supplies that I rebuilt, and I have come across a couple of plugs so I can make up a couple of cables, or a couple of power cables if somebody needs them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, W5RON up in Oklahoma, I think who you're referencing. Over.
All right, W5RON. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, it was KG5BZ that was looking for the cable, Rusty.
Yeah, I know that, but there was another Ron that was checking in up there in Oklahoma.
Negative.
Oops, come again?
No, I was just saying, I think it's who you were talking about, baby RON. He been checking in on the Swan lately, I believe. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I'm confused. KC5 and PC, I'll be out.
Yeah, that was a different Ron.
Okay, sorry.
No problem.
No problem, Hubert. That's all right. Yeah, a KG5BZ. I just remembered the rest of his call there. Yeah, you are correct. Ron up there, RON's been checking in on his Swan 500. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there. Thought maybe I might pull KG5BZ out of the woodwork, but it didn't work. Okay, anybody else for Boat Anchors Unlimited come now? I hear nobody. K5LYN WK5R. You want to give it another try?
Yeah, am I still in the ballpark of 3870?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. This is K5LYN, Lynn and Austin returning. Hey, I noticed that we had a bunch of people check in at the bottom of the hour here. You know, it may not be well known that we've been starting a little bit earlier because of the band collapsing so early. So y'all that checked in at 7:30, a lot of us have been on at 7 o'clock or so, so come by a little bit earlier. The band sometime has not let us get much of the net done before it played out if we start at 7:30. All right, this is K5LYN. I'm back on the Collins 310B Heathkit SB10 sideband adapter that I use to adapt a DX60 novice rig to single sideband, and that's driving my Collins 30L1. Who wants to talk vintage radios? K5LYN calling and listening. Okay, Rusty, you may have the magic touch. Jay and I may have to let you do all the talking. Let me try one more time, then I'll give it to Jay. Anybody else for the boat anchors? K5LYN listening. Well, Jay, I can't get a check-in no matter what I do. You want it?
Oh, yeah. Well, we might as well, whichever. I'll give a couple of calls, and if no answer, I'll let Rusty tie the ribbon, I guess. So, is there anyone out there that can hear me well that would like to check in with the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? You don't have to be on a boat anchor. You don't have to be in Texas. If you're interested in it, come on down.
Pretty sad. It's like going to a ham fest these days.
Pretty much. Well, if there's nobody there, Rusty, I'll let you wrap it up. But in the meantime, I appreciate everybody that checked in. Have a good time, and even if the World Series is going on, the boat anchors are still on the air. So I'll see y'all next week. KM5QS to WK5R.
KM5QS, WK5R. All right. I'll give out a couple more calls and nothing else, and I'll tie the ribbon on it. Anybody else left out there that wants to chalk Boat Anchors Unlimited, come now. Okay, last call for anybody wanting to talk boat anchors before we shut the net down. Come now.
5 Delta Lima Papa.
W5DLP. Hello, Dave.
Hey, Rusty. Just wanted you to know I was listening in. I don't have a boat anchor up and running yet, but maybe one of these days. Y'all have I enjoyed listening to the net. We'll talk to you later. W5DLP.
Okay, Dave. I got your circuit board laying out on the bench over here. I done tore it out of there, so I'm working on it.
All right, friend. I know you are. Not a problem.
All right. We'll catch you later there, Dave. Hang around. We'll be doing some rag chewing here in a little bit. All right. Anybody else? I'm going to make this the last call for the Boat Anchors Unlimited. Come now. All right, hearing nothing. I'd like to thank everybody for checking in. Because it wouldn't for y'all having the radios, myself, Jay, and Lynn, and the other two net controllers, if they're here, we couldn't do this without you. Appreciate everybody checking in, and we'll catch you next week. This is WK5R, now closing the Boat Anchors Unlimited net and return the frequency to normal amateur abuse.